back to the info. The info is a place where you get the info about all things Illuminate Student Ministries. My name is Isaac Franks. I'm going to give you the info of all things Illuminate Student Ministries so that you know all the info about all things Illuminate Student Ministries. Now today, we don't have a whole lot. 3 things. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the upcoming whatever is happening next month when it comes to our Ignition Night. Second thing is the NSD for tonight. The last thing, the very last thing, or the third thing for tonight is I'm going to challenge you on something, and then I'm going to tell you why I'm challenging you. If you can listen, you can watch, then we'll get through it. Okay, so we're at the Valentine's Day Ignition Night, and so we're looking towards next month, which is March. So this is gonna be the first week of March, the very first Wednesday of March, which is March 6th. We're going to be having a green out. So I'm sure you've heard of blackout. We've done a white out. Well, this time we're gonna do a green out, which means that we're all completely wearing green. This is obviously for St. Patrick's Day, but it's not even close to St. Patrick's Day, so I don't know why I chose this, but I did, and it'll be fun. The game that week will be green related. We're all wearing green, completely green, top to bottom, green. And that will be kicking off a new series that we'll get to later. So be looking forward to that. Mark that somewhere. March 6th, green out, wearing green. So while today's only NSD is baptism, I am going to be working on some other next step discipleship things that you can do, but that will not be this time. That will be for next month or maybe the month after, but that's not tonight. Tonight we are just talking about baptism. So if you have not been baptized, this is your next step in your discipleship process. You will have to sign up for baptism in March or talk to me about getting baptized or learning to know what baptism is. But just a reminder, this is your next step in your discipleship. If you've not done that, that's technically your first step as a disciple of Jesus. And I'll repeat this from last week, but it doesn't matter if you've been Christian for 1 day, 1 minute, or 5 years. Doesn't matter. If you're still not taking this, we want you to take that because we want to celebrate that with you. Then my final thing to talk about is this challenge. So I'm going to challenge you to be looking for specific people to invite to youth group. Now, the reason why I'm challenging you this right now is because last year at this time, February and March, and even into some of April, this is when we experienced a lot of growth. Throughout these couple months, we went from that like lower 20s, upper teens to 40. So from what I've experienced this time last year and the year before, this is the time that if you invite someone to youth group, they'll probably respond. Along with this, if you have friends that used to come here and they're not very good at attending on a regular basis, we're allowed to encourage them. And I'm encouraging you to encourage them to come back, to make this a priority of theirs, because what we're doing is really good. And what we're teaching and what we're going through small groups, like this is very beneficial. We want as many people to come into this place, into this loving and safe environment as possible, because we know that school and a lot of our family lives aren't that. They aren't safe, they're not loving. And so we want to offer that to as many students as possible. That's all I got. The first thing that we talked about was the upcoming Ignition Night, which is green out. The second thing we talked about was NSD. Right now it's only baptism. Then last thing, just an encouragement to be looking out for people, looking out for your friends, looking out for your classmates that could benefit from coming to youth group. Since everything's a little different this week, we're still going to go into worship. So if you can stand and join me in singing a song, an upbeat song, a song that you don't know, but it is a really good song. So we shall see you next week in the info, or right now because I'm on stage. Bye.